What's up guys, it's me Jeremy. Welcome back to another video. Today I wanted to go over a little bit of my past history and tell you guys some of the stories about how I was able to be really successful on a couple of our new YouTube channels in the past. Now, for those of you guys who don't know me, or maybe you've never seen this channel, I'm Jeremy. I'm the owner and founder of Gaming Curios. I've personally grown over 12 YouTube channels to a full-time income myself, and we generally operate quite a lot of channels in the gaming space and do a lot of gaming things. I've been making videos on YouTube for about 9 years now, and in total I have a lot of experience with growing new gaming YouTube channels from scratch. Now in this video I want to show you guys a story and really 3 examples of how I was able to grow a new, completely brand new channel and get 1 million views in the very first month of that channel's existence, or at least I should say the very first month of us actually posting consistent content. I've got 3 different stories because this is something that I have done personally 3 times. Each example, as we'll go into them later on, shows a different and unique way to grow a channel from scratch that I think is really cool and interesting. Now I think a lot of new YouTubers struggle with the concept of growing at the early days, but it is definitely possible to grow within your first month, really, and I've done it before multiple times. And so let's jump right into the first example. This is actually my most recent channel that I've done this on. This is our Apex Legends Moments channel. Now this channel is actually one of our most successful at Gaming Curios right now in this very moment, more so just because Overwatch isn't as popular anymore. But Apex Legends as a game was something that came out like crazy. It released and everyone thought it was going to be like the Fortnite killer. It was so hyped, it was so crazy, it was just everywhere, so I knew instantly, alright, we gotta start making videos about this game right away, right now, let's do it, let's go. So I brought my team of editors on it and I started making videos for myself. And the biggest thing, I think, why we were able to be successful with this channel so quickly was because we just started really early. You know, we were one of the very first channels in Apex Legends to start. As soon as the game came out, I knew, alright, we gotta just do it. Even if it just doesn't work out or maybe the game doesn't get popular, you know, we'll just take that risk. And so we were able to kind of get into that new release, that hype trend, that undersaturated market, and that is what allowed our content to succeed so significantly. You know, I think if we started the exact same channel today, it definitely would not be anywhere near as successful as it is because of the fact that we started so early. And so much of success on YouTube depends a lot on these sort of like hype trends, because when something gets hype, it just gets promoted like crazy within the YouTube algorithm system. And if you get in early enough, if you're the first mover, essentially when the thing blows up, your content is just going to completely blow up with it. I remember when we started the channel, I remember being really surprised and disappointed at the start, because for the first 2 weeks we were just completely dead. Like, we didn't get any success. We were still posting videos consistently. We were getting like barely any views per videos, and our competitors were getting like hundreds of thousands of views and stuff. But the thing is, we just stuck with it. You know, after a few weeks we finally started to see some success. We improved our content, we improved our thumbnails, improved our titles. We just did the best we could to bring the best that we could to our viewers, and overall, eventually it took off. We had a couple videos that just totally blew up. We did some gateway content that really helped bring new viewers in, and overall it resulted in a really successful channel. Now the second channel that I've gotten 1 million views on in the very first month of its existence is a really old channel actually that I want to talk about, but I think it's a great example that can be learned a lot from, and that's our channel of Overwatch Curios. Now this channel is particularly interesting because it is definitely the most successful channel we've ever started for a game that wasn't very early. Like, we started this channel, I want to say maybe 6 or 7 months after the release of Overwatch. And the reason why I think that's so significant just goes back to the lesson that I was trying to make with our Apex Legends content, which is that getting in early matters so much. And although, you know, trends and hype and new releases are great ways to grow on YouTube, because there's always going to be something new. You know, there's always going to be a new game, there's always going to be a new trend, there's always going to be new hype. But I think this channel, Overwatch Curios, really shows that even if you don't get in early, it is still possible. You just have to do a couple things right. Now, essentially what we did to make this channel so successful so quickly was, number one, we had very unique content. When we started this channel, we were making Overwatch videos that was based on research, so like things from the developers, notes of the game's development, really high-level tips and tricks that were not available to the public and kind of just known from pro players. And we went out of our way to gather a lot of really high-level information that wasn't available publicly. Like, we emailed developers, we reached out to pro players, we actually talked to people, and as a result, we were able to create content that was just totally better than everyone else, and it was super unique, and it was very original. And we came up with the ideas for the videos actually by just translating a lot of the similar ideas that I had done previously on my League of Legends channel. Now, on my League of Legends channel, one of the biggest series that I always had success with was making videos about the development of the game. And essentially with Overwatch Curios, we were the first channel to ever make videos about the development of Overwatch in a very niche way, like covering actual heroes, you know, in-depth mechanics, and things like that. And our content, so essentially our content was great, it was really unique, and as a result, because of those two things, it allowed us to succeed even though we were starting really late relative to how early the game came out. Definitely, I think making really unique content is very, very important if you're starting late, because the thing that's so special about creating truly unique content is that when you're creating videos that no one else is doing, even if you're in an oversaturated market, even if you're starting late, even if you've got, you know, tons of people making similar videos, if your content is truly unique, it basically just means that you're not competing with anyone. If you make unique content, you have no competition on YouTube. And as a result, that's one of the best ways to grow at the start, because it's really hard to compete with someone that's, you know, 10, 100 times bigger than you, maybe even 1,000 times bigger than you when you're small, right? Because they already have that initial viewership, they've got that core audience, and you just don't. And it's so hard to get started, it's so hard to get that initial viewership if you're competing with anyone, really. It could even be someone who's not even that big. Just the fact that you're competing at all is definitely something that you want to avoid on new channels, particularly if you're starting late into a game's release or a trend or something like that, or whatever market, if it's maybe oversaturated or something like that. But that's how we were able to grow that channel to 1 million views in the first month. I actually think we had maybe 4 or 5 million views within the second month of really posting consistently on that channel. I think Overwatch Curio, definitely the channel we did that blew up the fastest, I think. It was something that was really successful, and it was a lot of fun to make those videos. It was really cool back in the day when Overwatch was really popular. You know, that channel's not as crazy now because Overwatch is just not as popular, but that's totally okay. Now, the third channel that I did that got 1 million views in the first month of us consistently posting content was our Brawl Stars Moments channel. Now, this one is particularly interesting because the way that I grew this channel is something that I never really thought was possible until I actually did it. It's something that I'll admit is probably not accessible to the average person watching this video, but it is something that I kind of want to just share the story of. So with our Brawl Stars Moments channel, what happened was I think we posted videos for about 2 weeks. We were posting a few times a day. We had maybe 10, 12 videos up after a while, and it wasn't really getting anywhere. You know, I was trying to cross-promote the videos from our main Moments channels like Overwatch, but definitely Overwatch was like our main source. We were trying to get that initial viewership, and what we found was that the viewers didn't really translate because people who play Overwatch don't care about mobile games, which is, you know, totally makes sense. It's totally fine. And so I came up with this idea of essentially getting another YouTuber to help promote our videos. And what I ended up doing was I actually went to a bunch of Brawl Stars YouTubers, and I just sent them emails. I sent, you know, probably 40 or 50 large Brawl Stars YouTubers emails, just, hey, you want to partner with me on this channel? Like, we're making great videos, you know, all you got to do is just promote us a little bit and we'll give you some equity. And so what I ended up doing was I actually found someone to actually do it. I cannot believe I actually managed to pull this one off. But what ended up happening was I emailed this guy. I probably shouldn't say exactly who it is, but it was this very large Brawl Stars YouTuber who actually knew who I was because of my League of Legends videos. So because he knew my League of Legends videos, he knew I was like legit and actually serious. And so the deal that I made with him was that, okay, I'll give you 20% ownership of our channel. In exchange, you give us some cross-promotion, you know, give us some shout-outs and some things here and there, and just help us get started. And he did one community post from his large Brawl Stars channel. He did one post, video got 1 million views. He did a second post, the video got 600,000 views. And we just totally took off from there. It was awesome. Unfortunately, that channel didn't really work out in the long run, but that was one of the craziest ways I've grown a channel in total, and definitely one of the most successful first months of a channel I've ever had. I thought it was a really creative strategy for growing, just partner with someone bigger than you. It's obviously not easy to do because you have to prove that you're really serious, that you're competent, you have good content, but really all I did was just email people, and then someone happened to agree to it. Overall, I think that's just about going to wrap up my 3 stories. I have grown additional channels to 1 million views in the first month before, but those 3 are, I think, probably the most interesting. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, maybe learned a thing or two about how I grow YouTube channels. This really is how I do it, so you know, maybe take away something from this video that you can apply in your future content as well. Of course, we're going to be making tons and tons of videos about YouTube, how to grow on YouTube, how to get views, how to make money, and everything else on YouTube, especially YouTube gaming. So if you're interested in that style of content, definitely hit that subscribe button. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.